feast your eyes. You don't get to see it like this very often. Temperature went down and I took the opportunity to clean up this area. I might as well start here, I guess. You see, I even done a very good weeding along the backside of the herbs there. I took the line trimmer today and I mowed this down as far as I could. I think I'm going to have a 3-foot path here, and a 3-foot path out from the raspberries, and however wide that makes the bed in the center, that's how wide it's going to be. There's a lot of compost, kelp and green manure been put down here. I'm going to, for now, I think what I should do is put down like 3 or 4 layers of cardboard and a frame. I'm not going to have the split in the middle. I'm just going to have one long bed, so about 20 feet long. Beautiful echinacea flowers open. This is what they look like when they're straight open. St. John's wort. I was going to pick those flowers today, but well, it's good now. You can see the plant in with a lot of flowers on it. See, I have all the weeds took out of the pathway. Seen this one in the last video, I think it is, the video before. White lavender. It's flowering. Growing real nicely. So this is the time. You see this? If I pull on this, it's stuck down there. It's rooting right there. When I was weeding, I took up all the old roots that was over there. So basically now all I have to do is dig this out with the shovel and just move it back. Tarragon coming nice. I have to harvest some tarragon. I have to harvest a lot of things actually, because this is getting too overgrown now. I'm going to start having dead pieces in it, so I might as well cut that back. Tarragon, it's getting outside of its borders. Sage, going to have to trim off all the lower parts on the lovage. Potatoes are doing beautifully. Here's the purple set, lavender, and the bees just go for that like crazy. I have one little calendula flower open here. I don't know how well they're going to grow. In other parts of the garden, they're growing better. Oh, there's a bud on that one. Can't remember the herb, but it didn't grow very well. Is there a tag here somewhere? Right there. Okay, that's hella campaign. It's not growing very well in the shade. Oregano doesn't grow that well in the shade, but it grows. Of course, I've got to harvest some more of this because look at how much it's growing out of its borders over this side. Now, I have to go back on the other side of the herbs. So what I want to point out here is that when you follow these potatoes along, I'm not seeing it in the camera screen. Let's see. So there's a drop off right there where there's noticeably less growth. If you go to the beets, it's more pronounced. Now this bit here, it's the same variety as the tall stuff, so it's not different varieties. The next potatoes back is not so well to see because I've got a couple of spaces there where they didn't grow very well. I'll move over. And so past the flowered kale, the Brussels sprouts are out there, and just in behind the Brussels sprouts the growth drops off, and same thing with the cabbage. Now, I said all that to say that I am thinking about moving the whole thing out. But you see, this bed has been a source of embarrassment for a while because it's been there a long time, and the weeds, especially the grass, is growing up among it, and I can't get it out because it's right in among the rhubarb. So it needs to be redone. And I was thinking about taking this whole thing out, sifting through the soil, and just planting back the ones that grow big stalks. But rhubarb grows in the shade. You see, we're back here at Shady Plot now. So, if I take the back end of that bed, and maybe the back end of where those potatoes are, and plant the rhubarb there, I'll find other things to plant. But along that strip, you see it's basically right under the drip line of the tree, where the growth drops off. Rhubarb will grow back there, hostas will grow. I need something low, but yeah, shade-loving plants back there. This bed of potatoes is doing fine. I don't mind continuing to plant this full of potatoes. We're on the other end of the shady plot now. The herbs are up there, and we've got Yukon Golds, and there's your beets, 2 beds of beets. This is Kennebec, I believe. And then we have our red ones, something like that. The red cabbage is doing fine. They are later anyway, and of course the white one is still being chewed to death. As far as the beets go, as I said in that harvest video, we'll go through them, and from now on it'll be one of those things that I check through every couple of days to see if there's any beets there that I want to take out, and if there's enough to make a bottle of pickled beets or something, or sometimes I might just take a couple to have them fresh, and continually look over them every couple of days from now on and see if there's any that are the right size and hindering other beets, and then if there's no hindrance, then we'll let them grow big. I'm going to have a lot of sugar beets this year. These plants, this is Wadham butternut, they are starting to flower, but it's only been male flowers yet. See, there's one down there, he was wide open today. And they're growing nicely, so I'm hoping now that soon they're going to put out some female flowers. I haven't seen any female buds yet, but quite soon. The volunteer tomato there, it does have a couple tomatoes growing on it. We will see how big they grow. I've had to keep watering and keep watering, but I think that is part of the success this year. I'll bring you right down. You see? Oh, leaf in the way. There's quite a few there like that, and they are all spaced out, right? So I think I'm going to have a good rutabaga harvest this year. It was actually a little bit since I've been over here showing you this, so I guess I can show you around here too. These beans are taking off, eh? And this the black ones. But they just took off, so they're not growing many pods. There's a couple pods right down there. And one of the things I want to point out here is that, okay, so there's little onions growing down here. You see this? Now I thought that onions would do fairly well shaded, but apparently not. Last year I had the same thing. I put some onions in among another set of plants, and I don't think they're quite as shaded as what you've seen right there. But as soon as they come out in full sun, then you see they grow much bigger. And I've got some big ones. Unfortunately, I've got some that have folded over. It looks like they're done, but I do have some big ones that are still standing up, and I'm not going to harvest them until they decide they're done. Now here's a lovely thing. It's supposed to be spaghetti squash, but spaghetti squash supposed to be yellow, so what up? Anyway, just let it grow. I don't know how big it's gonna grow. It is a winter squash, and we shall see. That one is growing. He kind of looks funny to me right now, but anyway, we'll wait and see. There's another one over there, see? As I said, I'm going to have a lot of sugar beets because this bed is almost full. And then I've got those over there. Remember the volunteer Brussels sprouts? And it's pretty much as far along, you know, as the Brussels sprouts that I planted early, because Brussels sprouts take so long and you've got to get them out and etc, etc. Well, this thing was a seed lying in the ground, and it grew up on its own. And it's just as far ahead as the transplants. And of course, this is another one here. It's got leaves eaten, but it is coming quite along. I didn't know whether I would get any strawberries out of this side this year or not, but apparently I'm going to. And as I said, this is going to be right full of strawberry plants next year. I'll have 2 full beds. And with the temperatures just drop a little bit, they went gung-ho. And look at this. I'm going to have another flush of strawberries. You look over this bed and you see how the potato plants have flopped right out into the pathway. And there's an opening here where they just flopped away from each other. That is the first thing they do once they're getting mature. They'll do that first, and then they'll slowly die off from there. So this, I guess, is going to be the first bed that's going to die. These here, I mean, they're not looking healthy, and we know why. We said that when we were planting them, that it might not work. And we got some that are even dying back here. Just wait until they die and dig them up. I'm not going to get overly curious and try to see what's down there. Carrots. Let's see. I pulled one up the other day, you see, a couple of days ago. And now I want to pull one up for you guys, just so that you can see me pull it and you know how big it is. Seen a bunch with their tops sticking out, eh? Oh yeah, and I would get a small one first off. The one that I pulled was a nice long carrot. There we go. So there's some nice carrots in there. It's just a little snack. This one didn't grow right. I said spaghetti squash over there, didn't I? It's supposed to be vegetable marrow. But here's the ones growing here, see? we got another one growing there that was pollinated much later. Just starting to open. Got the name, forgot. Starts with a C. Anyway, that's the flowers that I put there. And here's the other new thing I have done. I put this frame with chicken wire on up here. It's leaning back. That was deliberate. I put that stick in there and put it back, lean back. See, this is bush crop cucumber. How well they're getting pollinated, I don't know, but I wanted them to go up there because I feel that if I can have the flowers more up in the open, that they're more likely to get pollinated. So this plant here, I could probably tie it up there to try to get up to grow up the frame as well. Mainly I had this cleaned out, so I wanted to show you this patch while I had it cleaned out. Now I got cardboard put along here. This has never been mulched or cleaned out of weeds. The beds are basically put right down against the vegetation when the patch was made. So this is overlapped to such an extent that there's 2 layers of cardboard all the way down. So I think I'll end it there. That's just what I wanted to show you, and we just walk along here now. Hope you enjoyed that. You can take a look at this. This butternut squash is growing quite rapidly now, and they'll be ready come last of September, I guess, those potatoes. But yeah, hope you enjoyed that. It's patch is looking quite nice there now. And don't forget, hit the like button, leave me a comment, and I shall see you in the next video.